I feel so lucky to live where I live. I've got the countryside on my doorstep. I can walk out of there and walk for miles if I want to.
This is one of the prettiest valleys in Wales. For people to go out and just enjoy the wildlife, the scenery, and the company when you meet people on walks.
The size of Resolven means that kind of everybody knows everybody, which is a good and a bad thing. But it means everybody looks out for everybody else.
More than once, things go wrong in my life. I've always got back up because I've got lots of friends here, family and friends live here. And they all back each other, they all look out for each other.
Resolven is a very lively community and everybody comes out. There'll be street parties, and when there's problems you can speak to anybody that you just bump into, and someone will know somebody who might help you. That's the best thing about Resolven.
Since the 1980s, when Riola closed, Camgears was closed in the 2000s, we haven't had industry to support activities in the village. You can see that it's looking tired. We need to regenerate them.
I lived around my life apart from 4 years when I moved to London. It was a lovely community to grow up in, to make friends in. I felt safe out playing. And even though I loved my time in London, to come home made me really appreciate the village even more, and the sense of community in the village, and the things that go on for children in the village and young people. Things like building blocks, the other dance schools and other musical theatre groups, Cubs, Beavers. There's so much going on now, and it's still growing.
The paid childcare element is probably about 30% of what we actually do here. The rest is all charitable activities to deliver services to families who live in poverty or at a disadvantage. We work with disabled children and their families as well. Our staff do a tailored support package for each child and give them one-to-one provision and help build up their skills, building up their confidence or self-esteem, or it could be more on development. There's not a lot of provision out there that will cater for children with disabilities, especially if they've got complex needs. We tend to sit there and go, right, well, how can we help?
I think things have started to change here in the last few years. People are starting to realise that if they want to make it an even better place to live, people have got to take matters into their own hands.
The community here is absolutely phenomenal. I've never known a place like it. Everybody here just supports each other. Everything's so positive.
You know, we've got a really strong group of people within Resolven who put on like Resolven Carnival and brought that back. That brings people into Resolven from miles and miles and miles away to come and see it.
I think it just encapsulates the village, you know, the streets are packed, people watching the parade, and if you're not directly involved in the parade, then you're out on the streets cheering people and everyone laughing and enjoying. You don't see anyone miserable down there, and if you did, I'd kick them out myself.
One of our biggest things we talk about in class is being a team and looking out for each other, being supportive, building each other up. And when you see the dancers doing that, that's my biggest achievement.
Rugby is one of the few sports that gives everyone a role, everyone a chance. There's a place on the field for you if you're willing to work for the team. You learn the importance of communication, what it's like to function in a team and be successful.
We've managed to breed, a number of Welsh internationals over the years, represented Wales across the world, Hong Kong, Israel, California. Looking after a bowling green, it's not easy. We've got people on the committee doing various jobs. Keeps the place going because it's a big area to sort of maintain, really. Community organisations won't survive unless they've got hard-working volunteers right at the heart of what they're doing.
I get messages of parents, they're helping me cook, they're actually cleaning their room, which is a big one. And I fancy they take a bit more pride in their village if they're a part of something.
Boys are always pitching in. Kit washing needs to be done, food needs cooking, the changing rooms need sweeping. We come here so much, we want it looking nice and the best it can be.
When they do get part of a setup and it's run correctly, keeps them in good stead later on in life. And I hope then they do things behind themselves and for the next generation.
Even though you know what you're doing for them is good for how they interact with the community and how they develop as people, that risk is always there. They will lose them to the other factors that are available to them at all weathers. And then the consequence of that has that they find something else to do that may not be a positive thing.
But at the moment, the business is at a standstill. The thing we're struggling with is the space to hold all our classes. Got to the point now where we got waiting lists for our classes. We can't take on any more dancers.
As another groups, we're all paying for a space that doesn't have the facilities that we need. Without the facilities, our students can't progress further.
And we really want to go on further. We want to offer GCSE drama and dance. We also want to offer LAMDA exams.
The welfare is a fabulous building that's not being used to its full potential at the moment.
Everybody you speak to about the welfare and their memories and their hope is for the upstairs to get something open.
Did shows in the welfare from 6, 7 years old, and that definitely sparked my love for the industry. And I felt so lucky as a child to have that interest and to have that love for something, and I feel like I would like to offer that to the kids of the village now.
This is a mining community. This building is here through miners. They're the ones that put their hand in their pockets to make sure this building was built and maintained and supported it over the years. It's an incredible asset. The last thing we want to do is lose it. The idea, sort of long term, is not only to maintain the building, but renovate the place, get it back up and running, making sure really that we're keeping an asset for the community for future generations. And that's what the charity's about. That's what the donations are about.
We need money into the village to sustain what we're losing. And if we don't get the funding, there's places on the verge.
They've been excellent. Any questions that we've had, they've been there at the end of a phone or email for us. They've come down and visited us and kept us up to date.
Very warm, very community friendly, are ready to work with us as partners in enhancing this facility. Klein and Melin joined with Resolving to support this venture.
Over the next 25 years, it's £3 million. That kind of money into a small community would elevate us beyond anything that we've dreamt of. We haven't got to compete with other villages and other towns. This money is for us.
It goes to the community, and the communities will turn around and say what they want to spend that money on. It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Life is thrown in trouble. Took him in his
I'd like to see that we're all going to come out there and play to support New Hall.
We're here to raise the profile to support Muir Hall in their quest to get a wind farm up in Melin, which would be a fantastic thing for the local community.
Smashing rolling in a boat race.
There's people coming out today in the terrible conditions to support the event. It just shows how much they need it. The money will change people's lives, and enhance them for years to come.
Resolven, honestly, it's a fantastic village. The rugby team, the rugby club is a very strong part of the community. Less of the most success, the most, but really grounded, and that's through the way that the community stick together, look after each other, and you certainly got that up in Resolven.
This valley is a little gem which is massively overlooked. We've got a fantastic river flowing down here, and getting on kayaks or in canoes or even stand-up paddle boards, going down the river is great fun. You've got everything in the valley you need, and it's just not being utilised.
The maintenance for the canal is not adequate to keep it going. The benefit for a restored canal in terms of tourism, businesses in the areas, I think for every £1 spent, there will be £7 in return. So for the wind farm to come along, yeah, we'll start thinking about it seriously.
You would be able to get all these locks done, opening up other sections that haven't been opened for decades, going to draw more tourism in. That's just only going to improve the area.
I want Resolven to be a destination village because we've got waterfalls, we've got a railway, and we've got a canal. Not many villages can promote that.
But we're not using those wonderful natural resources to the best of our ability. What can be done to help it? Money, isn't it? It all comes down to money these days, and unfortunately that's a horrible word, but it's true, because without it we can't really protect much in this area.
I'll go back to when I was a kid, and the village had 2 cinemas. They had a cadet hall, you had a YM, you had a youth club, you had a pool in the park. The youngsters today haven't got nowhere near it. With that kind of money coming in, they could actually do something tidy with it, and to do them kind of things and make the village better to live in.
Everybody could benefit from this because it could put in the structure for what we've already got, but to grow as well, which will be more inclusive, more exciting, and just generate so much well-being.
With some of the funding, the changing rooms are, well, they're in dire straits, to be honest with you. They're terrible. The showers are probably from the 1970s.
If you can provide a facility that it could be an indoor barn type facility, it could be a 4G pitch, and all of a sudden you've got the ability to always hold your sessions.
Funding for the school would mean a huge amount of potential. You're talking like laptops, computers. If we could get funding for some form of bus for the school, it makes such a difference.
It would be lovely to think about being able to offer a wide range of services, having a computer game service, lending out DIY tools or things like that.
The park, they can improve that still. They are improving it. Can they improve better? The skateboard park, that was a big plus. And I think there's other parts of the village that can be done.
We've had contact with Mural Energy. They've just given us a donation towards equipment for disabled children at the centre. They were really brilliant. They really wanted to help, they really wanted to support. Little children, 10-year-olds, have done a sponsored walk. They raised £1,000 for us as well, which is amazing. All that combination coming together, you know, Mural Energy, the community, the children, all supporting it. We've been able to get that equipment, so it's going to make a huge difference to the children we look after at the centres. Working together is the right way forward to make sure that Resolven is a vibrant community that people want to come and live in and people want to stay.
The things that we could do in this village with the right support, I think there's no stopping, because you've got the people here who really want to do it and would fight to do it. We just need help to do it now.
With funders like Mural Energy coming into the community, there's opportunities to make it more of a cohesive community that our children do want to stay, play and live here for the rest of their lives.
If we can get the basics right, such as simple stuff like getting toilets into the car parks, such as getting more picnic tables there available. And from that you start building, and who knows, if that can produce somebody to open up an adventure area where you've got the cycling tracks, you've got your walking areas, all of a sudden you start having jobs. That's where your income comes from and helps the village prosper.
People of this community who have spent a lot of time investing their energy, and now they just need the money to allow their vision to come together. Make sure that any money that comes in is wisely used. Not just become fractious, not talk about what's best for a small group of people, but to really understand how best that money can benefit everyone.
This is our progress, this is our new industry. It's a heritage which we can give to the future generations, and this is the way we've got to push forward, otherwise we won't have a future.
Gas, coal and oil are finite resources. They will run out at some point. Sustainable energy has to be part of how the world operates.
This village has got the spirit, the drive, the know-how to move forward, to get things done. The only thing that we've lacked in the past is investment. With this coming into the village, this will give us the boost that we need to take this village on to a future which will benefit everybody greatly. Hopefully we can all shine and go forward with it.
All those early mornings waking up, all those hard swimming sessions pay off when you're standing on that podium. Fortunately, I've heard the British National Anthem played for me when I won European Juniors. I've never had the Welsh National Anthem played for me, which, from a boy from the valleys, is the most important song. But yeah, that'll happen soon. That'll happen soon. I'm a very, very, very proud Valley boy. Resolve will always be my home.